Howdy everybody, and welcome back to our GameMaker Studio 2 fundamentals. So today we are going to talk about lists and grids. So let's get cracking. So back here we talked about arrays, and they are one-dimensional and two-dimensional, and they do very well at holding multiple values. However, GameMaker Studio has a different way of making arrays that is much more valuable and much stronger for us. So let's take a look at that. So let's say we want a value text underscore list is equal to ds underscore list underscore create. So we're going to create a list, and let's add some values to it. So ds underscore list, and here's all of our values that things that we can do. In this case, we want to add, and we want to do text underscore list, and our value would be such and such. And actually, remember, this is exactly the same thing as a 1D array. So in fact, we can even add multiple values at one time. So there we go. All these values have been added. However, there's another way that we can add values to our list. We can go text underscore list 0 is equal to hello world. Well, actually, I can't remember if that's the right one. So with our list, this is what is known as an accessor. So when we want to access or change variables inside of our lists, we would use an accessor. There are actually 3 different types depending on what you're working with. Come over here. Lists use the bar, maps use a question mark, and grids use a pound sign. And those let us set, or if we flip it around, text underscore is equal to text underscore list 0. We can set variables with this as well. And it's fairly powerful being able to use that, but we want to be careful with it because it's also possible to make mistakes and accidentally set variables when we wanted to read variables or something. So if you're making a save system, you'd probably only want to use add because you don't want to be reading. And if you're making a load system, you'd only want to use read variant of add instead. So let's get rid of that. And if we come back here to our draw event, text underscore list I. Let's give it a look. And there we go. Everything as before. Let's give it an underscore because I like the underscore there, and not having it annoys me. There we go. Okay, so that should be everything we need to know about the list. However, we want to also know about our grids. Grids are the same thing as a 2D array. So again, we would say text underscore grid underscore is equal to ds underscore grid underscore create. And again, we can add values. ds underscore grid and add xy value and 0 0 value hello world. And this would again play out exactly the same way as it did for the 2D arrays. And we'd also want to go underscore grid underscore 0 1. Oh yeah, when we create our grid, we need to remember to set the width and the height of the grid as well. So in this case, we want it to be 0. We want it to be 1 wide and 3 high. So we want an x value of 1, so 0, and a height of 3, so up to 2, equal to pound as 0, 1. Goodbye world. 2 is equal to something something. And if we come back to our draw, text grid, pound, 0i, should work exactly the same way. And there we go. Now, back to when I was talking about events. I was talking about cleanup events. Let's add one of those right now. Whenever we create a list or a grid, these are stored in memory. So we need to destroy them when they're no longer needed. So ds underscore list underscore destroy, text underscore list, ds underscore grid underscore destroy, text underscore grid. And there we go. That'll clean it up so that it doesn't get stuck in memory and you don't end up with memory leaks, which are undesirable. So thank you everybody for watching and good luck with your programming.